last week, an electoral commission granted Mr. Alan Kyerematen license and the political party United Party no omagiatum. This political party babontin NPP for 13 so the Alan Kyerematen court for say we use the name United Party because some believe say United Party near omo the NPP for say omo the anto the never court. Na eno Mr. Alan Kyerematen ekopie Kwesi Pratt Junior e show so talk time with Kwesi Pratt. And Kwesi Pratt say Mr. Alan Kyerematen I didn't know about a political party because NPP forecast were more granted one new followers amnesty someone brought back to your friend is saying MPP. I didn't know one take it that offer no one go back and go join the MPP but instead no we go ahead akwa political party mummy response Mr. Alan Kyerematen e de ma Kwesi Pratt any subsequent questions Kwesi Pratt busa ni how we yi ano means obi amren mummy enkohwe.
But sir, before you announced the formation of the United Party, the New Patriotic Party said that it was extending an amnesty to you and all others who had left the party. Was it not worth considering?
Kwesi, you are a man of literature. I don't know what the technical definition of amnesty is. But whichever way you look at it, even from an ordinary usage of amnesty, I'm not even sure what the party was talking about. They identified two categories of people. They were saying that those who had been suspended from the party were being granted amnesty. And those of us who had left on our own or who had been sacked, because I resigned on my own. So the issue of amnesty does not even arise. Even for those who had been sacked, as it were, I'm not sure the right thing was to talk about amnesty. Or even if you were talking about those who have been suspended, the right word or the right concept is not amnesty. But whichever way you look at it, there was no application of that so-called amnesty offer. It didn't apply to me. And you see, it even just gives you a sense of the level of arrogance, you know, that has come into the fabric of the party. That you have people who have left the family, the party, and you suspend somebody, which has nothing to do with the fact that they naturally wanted to be out of the party. Now you are saying that you are granting them amnesty. Maybe you can say that you are granting them a pardon if it's the same thing. That's the other. But for the others, you have the arrogance to say that those who went by themselves are not affected by the amnesty. At any rate, they had not given any indication that they wanted to come back to the party.
Now, sir, there are many people from the NPP stock who speak like you. I mean, Paul Afoko.
Yes.
Togbe, Nyaho, Tamaklo, and so on. Are you in touch with them?
Yes, I'm in touch with both of them and many more. I spoke to my senior brother, Nyaho Tamaklo, I think about a couple of days ago, and I've always been in touch with Paul Afoko. But those are just two names that you've mentioned. I remember when, after I believe that it was when we had the Superdelegates Conference, and I left the party. Boacheji Akun also, I believe he decided not to continue with the process. Now he wrote a piece which I found very instructive and interesting. What he said was that yes, because of the things that had gone on. Alan, somebody like Alan, had left. But he wanted to draw the attention of the party to the fact that there are many more people who have the same problem like Alan has, who may still remain in their party, but let's be careful that it's a ticking bomb. So there are many, many more people who reflect the kind of decision that I have taken, except that they have not yet taken the next step to move on. And remember,
will they ever take that next step?
Well, it's a process. If, for example, in a general election, 2.1 million people who can be described as sympathizers or supporters of the NPP failed to vote for the party, which gave them their worst political result in history, then you must start appreciating the fact that there are many more people than just Alan and his group who are dissatisfied and displeased with what is going on there. 2.1 million people, that's a significant number. And for people to make a decision that even at the risk of going into opposition, they will not vote for their party, the matter speaks for itself.
Now, sir, I mean, it's public knowledge that there's substantial mutual respect between you and former President Kufuor. It's public knowledge. All of these processes that are unfolding, what is his position as far as you know?
Well, I think that on an issue like this, the best thing would be for the former president himself to articulate what his position is. But from what we've all heard in the media, that there were times that he has voiced out openly his displeasure about development in the party. That is public knowledge. And he keeps on admonishing particularly the party leadership. And I just want to draw a distinction between the rank and file of the party and then the party leadership. When I resigned, in my statement that accompanied my resignation letter, I did make it clear that I have absolutely no problem with the rank and file of the NPP. In fact, there are many people in the party who have a lot of respect for me, they love me, and I'm still very popular within the rank and file of the NPP. The problem that I've always had is with the leadership of the party. And when we talk about leadership, you can understand that it's just a small group who are creating a completely different, I would say, image of a party that ordinarily has a very large following. So I can't speak for President Kufuor, but I know that he's also not been very pleased about developments.
At least he said so publicly.
Yes, he said so publicly.
But are you in touch with him?
Oh yes, I'm in touch with him. I believe we have differences in opinion about how to deal with what we are all displeased about. His preference, from what I can appreciate, is that he would rather that people stay in the party and then fight from within. And I've always made it clear to him that I've done that long enough. And when you want change to occur, if it cannot happen within, it can happen from without. So we still have a lot of respect for him. Everybody knows that. And so we may have disagreements, but it's only in terms of our conceptual positions on these matters. But we are very good friends.
Are there still some people in the party that you believe also aspire for change. People who are still in the party, who have not left, who you believe aspire for change.
A significant number of people. When I say significant number of people, the first reflection of that is those who refused to vote, and it was out of apathy. Remember, they have not necessarily declared that they are no longer members of the NPP. But as I said, for them to have refused to vote for their own party, even at the risk of going into opposition, it shows that they have the same challenge. There are many more, and I think I will call them the voice of the silent voice of the majority. It is very clear. But even Kwesi, you are a very senior person in the media space in Ghana. I think I would say about 80 to 85% of the rank and file of the NPP are not happy with what is going on. It's not sustainable. Even just for what is now going on, presidential primaries. Look at the way the rancor and bitterness and the language that is being used against one another. So I have been vindicated in the sense that many of the aspirants who are contesting in the primaries, presidential primaries now, are complaining about exactly the same thing that I complained of a few years back. Exactly the same thing. But I had the courage and decided to move out.
Well, viewers,